Big or small, human or otherwise, these antagonists certainly made an impression. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie villains of 2019 so far. For this list, we're looking at the most memorable villains, monsters, and evildoers from films released in the first half of 2019. Please note, this video comes with just about the biggest spoiler warning we can deliver because we're talking about character details from recent releases. Number 10. Vector, Elita Battle Angel.
She's threatening the natural order of things. I need you to destroy her.
With so much CGI wizardry going on and all the surreal fight scenes, it can be easy to overlook the actual characters in this 2009 manga adaptation. And considering the many high-profile roles that Mahershala Ali has played in critically acclaimed films, Vector does feel like a bit of a footnote in his career.
I need you to destroy a girl called Elita.
Be that as it may, Vector stands on his own 2 feet and is, in our humble opinion, one of the most underrated villains of 2019 thus far. An intelligent, confident, and suave crime lord, Vector is not a man to be underestimated, as under his calm demeanor lies a cold, calculating, and ruthless heart.
Tonight is not a game, it is a hunt.
Number 9. Sue-Ann Ma.
You guys want to party like rock stars? Follow me.
If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. It's not unusual for teens to look for a place where they can rebel and act out without getting caught by their parents. And in this 2019 psychological horror film, a group of teens in Ohio find just that when a local woman, Sue-Ann, starts letting them drink and party in her basement.
Welcome to Mars.
Of course, Sue-Ann, or Ma as she likes to be called, is more than just a free-spirited woman. She's mentally disturbed, manipulative, and obsessive after having been traumatized in high school. Played excellently by the talented Octavia Spencer, the character of Ma honestly buoys the entire film.
This is the most fun I've had in a long time.
Number 8. Brandon Breyer, Brightburn.
Maybe there is something wrong with Brandon.
The question of nature versus nurture is one that often comes up when discussing Superman's origin story. Is the Man of Steel inherently good, or did his Kansas upbringing make him that way? This is a concept that's been explored at length in various alternate realities of DC Comics, but never before has the idea been fleshed out on the big screen in a live-action capacity.
No!
To be clear, Brightburn is not a DC film, but it is clearly an exploration of the Superman archetype, with Brandon Breyer serving as a stand-in for Clark Kent. And boy oh boy, does Brandon ever have some inherent evil to him. Menacing, creepy, and insanely powerful, Brandon, also known as Brightburn, is the Superman of your nightmares. Number 7. Grimmel the Grizzly, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
Where's your dragon when you need him? Chief?
We'll be touching more on this again later, but 2019 has been a good year for trilogies. From the very first installment, released in 2010, How to Train Your Dragon has charmed children and adults alike with its careful balance of humor, heart, important themes, and well-developed characters. Though the relationship between Hiccup, Toothless, and their larger community has always served as the heart of the franchise, the films have consistently delivered in terms of villains, and this third installment is no exception.
They serve me, and only me.
Dragon Hunter Grimmel the Grizzly's motivations might feel basic, but voice actor F. Murray Abraham brings charisma and charm to the character. Intelligent, with a strategic mind, not to mention physically capable, Grimmel is, in many ways, the ultimate human predator.
Best of luck controlling them without an alpha.
Number 6. Dr. Sivana Shazam. Zachary Levi's endlessly charming performance as the immature titular superhero was without a doubt the main attraction in this film. But in Mark Strong, he found a worthy co-star. Dr. Thaddeus Sivana is a physicist who longs to claim the powers of the wizard Shazam for himself after having been summoned as a child, only to be rejected as the wizard's champion. Now a bitter but brilliant adult, Sivana wields the power of the 7 deadly sins, which he uses to devastating effect. An agent of chaos and eternally power-hungry, Sivana is your classic comic book villain. Though this could have resulted in him feeling two-dimensional in lesser hands, Mark Strong really brings the character to life.
Baddies are always fun to play because they get the best costumes, they get the best lines, they get to do terrible things that you can't normally do at home. I get to fly, fire electricity out of my hands. It's kind of fun.
Number 5. King Ghidorah, Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Ghidorah.
Oh my.
When a film dubs one creature the King of Monsters, and another monster arrives with the word King in its name, you know things are about to get messy. Many of the villains on our list today deliver epic monologues and devilish one-liners while carrying out carefully crafted plots and schemes. Not Ghidorah. Standing at over 500 feet in height, Ghidorah is a titan so large that he makes even Godzilla look small by comparison. As such, he's among the few titans who can truly challenge Godzilla as an apex predator or alpha titan on Earth. With his 3 heads, gravity beams, and ability to fly, Ghidorah is truly a force of nature, and a monster worthy of the big screen. No dialogue required.
We stopped this Ghidorah. We stopped them all.
Number 4. Elijah Price, Mr. Glass, Glass.
Hey.
This 2019 film may not have been the triumphant ending to the story that fans were hoping for, but if M. Night Shyamalan's third film in the Unbreakable series got one thing right, it was the characters. Almost 20 years since last playing the role, Samuel L. Jackson reminds us that Elijah Price, also known as Mr. Glass, remains a comic book villain to rival the best of them. Cunning, obsessive, and unafraid to lean into the theatricality of the medium from which he draws inspiration. This self-aware meta-villain is equal parts fascinating and terrifying.
You can convince the Horde and the world at the same time. We exist.
Of course, he may have found his equal in James McAvoy's Kevin Wendell Crumb, whose numerous split personalities, including the formidable Beast, the actor brings to life in spectacular fashion.
What are the odds that David Dunn and Clarence Wendell Crumb would be together that day? Amazing.
Number 3. Zero. John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum.
I've been looking forward to meeting you for a long time.
Making a quality trilogy of films is no small feat. More often than not, one of the things that trips up a threequel is its villain, or villains. Thankfully, John Wick is one of the rare exceptions, having now consistently delivered 3 for 3. There are a lot of moving parts that make Parabellum a great film, from the performances of Keanu Reeves and Halle Berry to the fantastic fight choreography and wicked gunplay. But without a doubt, the strength of Mark Dacascos' villainous assassin, and John Wick fan Zero, is a key part of the film's success. Ruthless, charismatic, and one of the few killers who can keep up with John, Zero is truly a force to be reckoned with.
And so far, you haven't disappointed.
Number 2. The Tethered, Us.
Run!
These subterranean doppelgangers are a complicated bunch. There are those who would argue that they're not so much villains, but rather an underclass of downtrodden individuals seeking necessary change through violent revolution. Of course, the way they mercilessly slay men, women, and children does cast them in a pretty villainous light. And that's what earns The Tethered such a high spot in our ranking.
The two were connected together.
With this follow-up to his critically acclaimed 2017 film Get Out, filmmaker Jordan Peele not only gave us villains who were terrifying in their methods and mannerisms, but who forced us to question our own complicity. Yes, the Tethered commit unspeakable acts, but when you dig deeper, they represent far greater issues of class division and privilege. So we've had action, animation, monsters, comic book movies, horror movies. What do you think is gonna fall at number 1? I will say this, if we do this list again at the end of the year, number 1 is probably not gonna change. Does that give it away? Do you think number 1 is inevitable? Well, let's wait until after these honorable mentions and then you'll see if you're right.
You stumbled upon an opportunity. I can make you rich. Rich enough to impress a princess.
Well, you can be the best-selling artist in America if you desire.
I was trying to do something bold. Why are you still something flashy?
You've come a long way since I found you that day by the lake.
But can you keep your emotions in check long enough to take me on? Or will they get the better of you as always? I always told you, you'll be ready the day you can knock me down as yourself. This is that moment. This is that moment!
That's it. To be able to witness this private concert. You are so, so lucky.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Charlotte. It's time for you to play.
And I found the one person I wanted to protect. Me.
Not quite at the end yet. Almost there though. Just be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Alright, back to business. Number 1. Thanos, Avengers Endgame.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you?
Undeniably the biggest cinematic villain of 2018, the being who snapped half of all life in the universe out of existence in Avengers Infinity War returned in 2019 to overshadow his peers once again. Avengers Endgame kicked off in pretty startling fashion, totally subverting the vast majority of fan predictions. But in a film that involves time travel, anything is possible, including the return of a recently decapitated villain. This younger, arguably more brazen and aggressive Thanos made the Mad Titan from Infinity War look zen by comparison. And while his defeat was somewhat inevitable, he was only taken down after he dished out some major beatings, and at great cost.
Today I lost more than you can know. But now is no time to mourn.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.